Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, A River Runs Red. Taye Diggs, I think he plays a small part. I think he gets shot early. John Cusack, George Lopez, Luke Hemsworth. Getting choked up just thinking about it. No, so all these people are in it, so it sounds kind of cool. And evidently a son of a judge, which is a son of a judge. Taye Diggs. Is it Taye Diggs? Yeah, Taye Diggs. He's killed by two police officers, and they get set free. So, and that's where Luke Hemsworth is one of those officers. And so they reach out to a veteran detective, John Cusack, to look into it a little bit more. And George Lopez is a mourning father. Whatever. So it sounds like Taye Diggs gets shot by two white cops, and they get set free. And John Cusack's going to come in and find out what really happened. That's what I get from that. Who knows? Let me watch it and let you know what it's really about. But I know it's about a son of a judge. So stick around. Hey everybody, we're watching A River Runs Red. There's no in the beginning of it. At the 47-minute mark, 27 seconds. Do a quick check-in and tell you a little bit more about it. So I was wrong. Taye Diggs is actually the judge. And it's his son who gets shot by Hemsworth and another cop wrongfully, and they plant a gun on him. He did reach behind the seat for his wallet. They thought he was reaching for something else, and instead of, admitting their mistakes, they covered themselves up. And so now Taye Diggs is now trying to prove that this has happened. He's a very popular judge. I believe it all takes place in New York. So he's trying to go after them, and he's utilizing John Cusack, who happens to be some sort of private investigator or something like that, has some power, whatever, or at least in some detective skills, and he's trying to help him very little bit so far throughout the movie. He's meeting with other parents that this has happened to, so evidently these cops have shot other people on the job, which happens obviously, but I believe that George Lopez is one of the fathers whose son was shot. He filed a suit against them saying he was wrongly shot, but nothing happened there, so Taye Diggs is following up with him. Now he's meeting with another mother who his child was shot by these cops. The one cop has now retired and is taking his pension. Hemsworth is still working there. He has just come clean to his wife. So it's very interesting. It's a very I don't want to say hot topic, but this is something that we see in the media every so often. I mean, it seems like it's happening quite often. So we'll see where it goes from here. It's taking I don't think this is based on a true life story, but it's taking something that happens today and putting it in movie terms, fictional. So we'll see where it goes. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I think I like where it's going. I like Taye Diggs, John Cusack. I like George Lopez. So, alright, enough of that. What I like. Let's get back to it. I'll check in at the credits and let you know if it's worth watching. So far, so good. So, I'll be back in a bit. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of River Runs Red. And, not to be confused with the river runs through it or whatever. Anyway, so when we last talked about how Taye Diggs was going around trying to piece together, meet with other families who've been shot by these cops. And essentially, so what's the next step? We can all think of that. What's going to happen next in this movie? He wants to make sure justice is served. And there's two ways of doing this. There's two ways to make sure that these two cops pay for what they did. You either take the law into your own hands, or you try and prove that they did this. It's the only two ways to go. And that's what the rest of the movie is about. He does partner with George Lopez on what they decide to do and how they decide to go forward with bringing these two guys to justice. And I'll leave that to you to decide. For me, a little disappointing. It was decent. I like how they use current events and shed some light on some of the things that are going on today. I liked, the actors in it. John Cusack doesn't really play that big of a role. It was interesting. Like you think he's gonna play a bigger role. Now he was in it periodically, but not enough to be like, I don't know. He should have been in it more, I think. They didn't do him enough justice. I don't know if he was in it and they cut him, and you know, they didn't bring him in too much. But he plays a pivotal role. Essentially, his character does, or he could. I don't know. That was interesting. But overall, a little disappointed. Disappointed in the route that they took, on how it ended and everything like that. But you know, you can't always be happy. You got to take some chances. You got to do some things different. You can't have a cookie cutter movie like we've seen many times. And that's all I got for you. No, that's not it. I'll give it a 5, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's worth a 6. So I'm going to 5 on it. It's somewhat interesting, worth the watch, but very low expectations when you go into it. But check it out. If you do, let me know what you think. Love to hear your comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. And thanks for tuning in to Kimmel's Irish Pub.